I am Nelson Mandela, the first black president of South Africa. I was born in July 1918 in Vezo, South Africa. I am an activist. An activist is a person who wants to change the social and political environment of the world to make the world a better place. So basically, I ended apartheid. Apartheid is a discrimination against blacks in South Africa, and I ended it successfully. My quotes and beliefs about peace and love spread around the world very quickly, it motivated and inspired many people. Another very good fact was that I was a pacifist for when I was an adult, when I was a teenager. I was a pacifist, and throughout my life I was a pacifist. Why I wasn't a pacifist when I was a child? I was in the tribal phases. My childhood was in the tribal phases. Tribal phases, it involves guns, violence, war, everything. After I was put in jail because of that, I thought, why should I be in the tribal phases? Why should I care about violence? I think I should be a pacifist and stay. A pacifist is a person who doesn't like war, violence, anything. He only likes peace, which is why I have won many awards about peace. My life as a child was very hard because my father died when I was a little child, which caused him to lose his job and caused our family to be not as wealthy as other black families. And just keep in mind that black families back in the day weren't very rich. They were actually very poor, and we weren't even as rich as them because my dad died. So there was a discrimination against blacks because whites thought that they were better than blacks, which was untrue, and I thought it was I disagreed to that. I said it was unfair. Many things. I was expelled from school because I was standing up for what is right, and by that I mean I was like, education is very bad for blacks, and whites would have had a better education, which is why I got expelled from school, and then I got sent to jail after I got expelled, and I got sent to jail repeated every single time because I was fighting against apartheid. As I said, apartheid is discrimination in South Africa. So the political and social environment in my life was actually kind of the same, because the political environment, there was no mixed marriages there was no mixed marriages. So blacks can't marry whites, whites can't marry blacks. And then I stood up and I was like, no, that is unfair. Blacks and whites should be treated the exact same way. So, because they're people, they're the same people. Blacks, back in the day, they had their citizenship taken away from them, which caused discrimination, harming, many other things. As I said, I would be put in jail repeatedly, which is part of the political environment. So for the social environment, there was when I was young, there was no respect for blacks. Whites would have had the more respect. They would be treated even way better than blacks. Housing, electricity, and plumbing there was a lack of that. For blacks, whites would have had better houses, the better plumbing, the better electricity, and sometimes the best. Okay, and also, so basically, blacks, I stood up for that, and blacks and whites today, thank God, either if they're educated or not, it depends on education, say school, it would be blacks and whites would have had the same exact treatment, same exact respect, same exact housing, plumbing, electricity, many things. So also more things about blacks and whites, the difference in social environment is that there was no good education for blacks. They wouldn't have good jobs to get money to make their families stay, to get the basic needs that they needed to stay alive. Whites would have had the better jobs, the more money, the more wealth, everything. And I ended that, and I made blacks and whites have the same exact treatment and respect. So I have had many achievements, like being the first black president of South Africa, ending apartheid, ending discrimination against blacks, many things. I have had many awards about peace. I was inspired by Gandhi, so has Martin Luther King, and also Albert Einstein. They are all presenting in this place. So I was inspired and I got the Gandhi's Peace Prize. Gandhi's Peace Prize is a prize that like you only like peace, only peace. Gandhi actually loved peace. He was a pacifist all his life, and he's right there, and he can talk. He's right there. MLK is over here, right here. He can talk about his life and how he didn't win Gandhi's Peace Prize. Only I won Gandhi's Peace Prize. Another peace prize that I got was the Nobel Peace Prize. Many people didn't get Nobel Peace Prize, but people that you may know that got the Nobel Peace Prize is Malala. Malala got the Nobel Peace Prize, and she changed the world. She's actually a mover and shaker, also presenting in this place. I had the Nobel Peace Prize, and also I got the Presidential Award of Freedom. Presidential Award of Freedom is given from America to. It was given from America to me, and it's over here. And this is the Nobel Peace Prize. It was given to America to me, a South African. So now I'll talk about what is a mover and shaker and how I became a mover and shaker and how I am a mover and shaker. So a mover and shaker is a person who shook the world, who made it a better place, who changed it completely and made it like a very good place. And yeah, Hitler is not a mover and shaker. He did change the world. He did do many things, but he did it in a bad way. So he is not a mover and shaker. He didn't change it in a good way. He didn't change the world in a good way. So basically, how I became a mover and shaker is that there was no, like, I ended the apartheid, which was very important, and it's a very good achievement that I have got that many people thought it was impossible to do. Impossible. It ended because of me. I also ended discrimination against blacks and made blacks and whites have the same exact respect. So that's how I became a mover and shaker. I was also still committed throughout my life. I was still committed to my cause of standing up for what is right and doing the right decision to make the world a better place. So that is how I became a mover and shaker. If you want to hear about my quotes about peace and love that spread around the world very quickly, 3 famous quotes is, "It is impossible. It always seems impossible until it's done." It spread around the world very quickly. These two actually motivated and inspired many people. The first one is about education. It meant a lot in my life. Education is the most powerful thing that you can use to change the world, which was very important, very important. So basically, and another quote that is very important is like, "Do not judge me by my success. Judge me by how many times I fell and got back up again." Any questions?
Nelson Mandela,
Yeah.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Mike.